Welcome to the Athlete Podcast. In this episode, we have Ottawa Redblacks wide receiver RJ Harris. Thanks a lot for tuning in today.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
So let's get started. Being born in Germany and raised in Maryland, did you always have a passion for playing football when you were young?
To tell you the truth, I actually didn't have that deep of a passion for football at an early age. I was more of a basketball player. I started basketball when I was like 2 years old, and I just knew I was going to the NBA. Like, that was my goal, that was my dream, and I love basketball.
Yeah.
I really didn't get started with football until, it was late, like middle school, into middle school, going towards the high school.
Yeah, because I looked into it. You lettered in basketball during your high school experiences, so clearly that was like a second passion for you.
Yeah. Basketball was my big passion, my big dream. I love basketball. I still love basketball to this day.
So So like the NBA, who's your favorite team at the moment?
Right now, I'm gonna have to go with probably the Clippers.
Clippers.
I'm not trying to bandwagon.
Yeah.
I like the Clippers.
Because of Kawhi and everything, of course, makes sense. So, after high school, you attended the University of New Hampshire. How was that experience, going from high school to a great footballing university? What was that like?
It was cool. I enjoyed New Hampshire a lot. I still have a lot of my close friends. I made some great friends up there at University of New Hampshire. And, we had a good time with football as well. We were very successful.
Yeah.
We had a great team. We made it to the we made it to the semifinals of the national championship 2 years in a row. First time that had ever been accomplished in UNH history. So, I really enjoyed my time up there at UNH.
Yeah, you also broke a lot of records, fourth in receiving yards for all of university, mentioned for All-American, New England team multiple times, definitely a good start for you there.
Yeah, I had a lot of success there, but, I couldn't have done it by myself. I had great teammates, great coaching staff, so they were able to help me be successful, and in turn, I was able to help, the team out as well. So it worked out well for everybody.
Absolutely. So you also had experiences with NFL teams throughout your career, such as the Saints and the Falcons. What was that NFL atmosphere like compared to the CFL or even like your university season?
Well, the transition from college to the NFL was very eye-opening for me. Now that I look back on my time, I played at a Division I AA school, a smaller school. I was always overlooked, so when I got to the NFL, I was kind of wide-eyed. What's going on? I'm around some of the top athletes in the world at the sport. Going in meeting Drew Brees for the first time.
Exactly.
I was starstruck. So it was, and I was still young at the time. I was only 21, 22 maybe. So it was definitely very, like I said, eye-opening. But now looking back at it, now that I'm being professional for a few years now, it's just football. Those guys they're teammates. Although they are some of the best in the world, like obviously Drew Brees. I went in, Marcus Colston was still there. So they're some of the best in the world at their craft. But at the same time, I have to understand that I'm a pro too, and I'm there to try and earn myself a job.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the transition phase that I had to go through when I first got to the NFL.
And yeah, obviously you mentioned Drew Brees, and he's obviously an insane quarterback. I saw that video of him throwing a pass to you and you one hand catching it. Did he impact your game at all through your time there? Was he like a leader in that sense, I guess?
Oh, for sure. Drew is obviously a leader of New Orleans. He's been that for years now, dating all the way back to their Super Bowl win. But Drew, I learned more from Drew just watching him than I did from listening to him. As the leader, I would just watch. I would get there. I would get to the facility, and Drew would already have been there for 2 hours. He would already have his workout in, watch film, and this is before practice even starts. This is before anybody is required to be there. Drew was always the first one in the facility every single day.
Wow.
In the same routine. Before practice started, he was out there an hour and 15 minutes before practice, warming up, breaking a full sweat. So, seeing that kind of work ethic that Drew had, it pushed me to want to, like, he's the greatest, he's doing that, so that's what I need to do, and I need to emulate my game and work ethic after him.
Yeah, absolutely. And then moving on to the CFL, I would say you kind of had a crazy experience, signed with a bunch of teams, had short sessions, but then finally found your home in Ottawa. How did you keep motivated through the tough times of you constantly moving teams?
Yeah, that first year and a half was really rough for me. It was a rough stretch. I just got released from the NFL. I wanted to try my hand up at the CFL. So I came up with the same attitude that a lot of guys, I feel like, coming from the NFL to the CFL have. They just think they're going to come up for 1 year, dominate, and go right back to the NFL. And nothing wrong with that. Obviously, everybody has that faith and confidence in themselves. But once I got up here, it was very humbling, because there's a lot of talent up here in the CFL that if you don't know about the league, you might not know about. So that was me in my situation. I got up here and I was just bouncing around teams. Like you said, I had started with Toronto. I did rookie mini camp in Toronto. I thought it went well, and they released me a couple days after that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's my first experience. And then I got picked up by BC, and I went to BC for preseason and training camp. And once again, I thought I had a good camp. Scored a touchdown in the preseason game, and then I got released again from BC. So now I'm going through it. Giving it my best, and I just keep getting cut. And a few days after the BC release, that's when Winnipeg called me, and they signed me to their practice roster. So I was on Winnipeg, and oddly enough, Coach LaPolice was the OC at the time. Coach Lapo was there. Dom Davis was there as a backup QB at the time for Matt Nichols. So I have experience with both Dom and Coach Lapo already in the past. But Winnipeg didn't end up lasting long for me either. I was there for a couple weeks, and then I got released. And after I got released from there, Ottawa called and signed me to their practice roster. And I ended up spending a decent amount of time with Ottawa on their practice roster. I never got activated, but I was able to just be on their practice roster and learn and watch the game and just learn from some of the vets and see how the CFL really works.
Absolutely. So you just signed with the Redblacks for 1 more year. What are your goals for this season?
For the team goal, obviously, we want a turnaround season. We want to prove it. We want to prove it season to show that everybody that last year wasn't really the identity of the Ottawa Redblacks. We were facing a lot of adversity from the start of the season. We were battling through things like not making excuses for how last season went. But we just want to show the CFL, show our nation, all our fans that that is not the identity of Ottawa, and that we can turn it around. And I would like to be a part of that turnaround.
Absolutely.
Got our team back to where we belong, which is in that Grey Cup.
Something else. You wear the number 84. Is there any meaning to that, or was that just randomly chosen?
No, that number was just given to me. Ever since I became a pro, every single year I had a different number. And 84 was the first number that I wore where I played in an actual game. I got activated to the active roster. So that's the only sentiment it has to it. Like, I finally got my breakthrough in number 84. I'm going to stick with it.
All right, that's great. Did you have any idols or people that you looked up to when you were younger?
I did. Like I said, mostly, it didn't. Like I said, I was a basketball player, so a lot of my idols honestly weren't really in the football spectrum. My idols came from, when I was younger, I don't even know if anybody remembers this guy, but Scotty Hobson. He played basketball at Tennessee. I was a huge Scotty Hobson fan. King Griffey Jr. And Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe for sure.
Big idols for sure.
I mean, they're definitely great players to look up to. And moving on, this is kind of an interesting one. Who's the toughest player you have played against? Whether that's a defensive player, an offensive player, it doesn't really matter.
Toughest player? Honestly, I would say I go to battle every day at practice with Corey Pendle. Corey Pendle, that's my guy. But we battle at practice every day.
Yeah.
Like me and Corey go into practice every day, and it's like we're both about to play a game. Like that's how we take it practice. Like I make a play and I'm in his face. I'm talking. He breaks the play up on me. He's back in my face talking. Like we going at it. But that's the kind of competitiveness that we need to make our team better. And I enjoy competing against him because I feel personally that I go against one of the best defensive halfbacks in the TFL every single day at practice.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely need that mentality. Who would you say is the funniest player on the team?
The funniest?
Yeah.
I would say George Uko. Uko keeps me laughing. That's a funny dude right there.
Yeah, the guy has the impact in the locker room and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. He keeps spirits high even when things sometimes weren't going his way last year. He was always in a good mood, high spirited, kept people laughing. So I like George's Uko. I like George's energy and how funny he is.
For sure. And I've seen your drip on Instagram, pretty well dressed. Would you say you're the best dressed in the team, or are there other candidates for that?
I mean, I got a little bit of drip, but guys out there that can do it. Everybody got their own different swag, how they carry themselves. So, you know what I mean? It's hard to say pick one person. Everybody's
different. Yeah. Okay, just coming up to the end. Do you have a pregame song that gets you hyped before a game?
A song? No, I don't have one song in particular. I used to be like when I was younger. I used to like just try to put on some headbanging music, like some like something hard, like some rap or something like that.
Yeah.
Now I just chill out. I can listen to some R&B, something to just mellow me out, keep me chill, keep my vibes, real smooth. I don't want to go out and I don't want to be too overly amped.
Yeah.
That's when you go out there and you're trying to do too much. Well, for me, that's what I realized. So
absolutely.
The more chill I am, have that R&B on, just relax out, I feel better about myself.
And and adding on to that, after you're starting to get more and more experience, does having big games like that, are you less stressed as you get the more playing time and stuff like that?
I don't necessarily say, I wouldn't say necessarily less stressed because every game is a big game. You always go out there, you're always going to have nerves, but the more experience that I do get, I'm learning how to control those nerves and my emotions better. Like I said, I used to listen to the fast, upbeat music, but now I learned to control that, and I can put on something, a little bit more slower to calm myself down and try to, contain my nerves so that when I do get out there, I'm not going 1,000 miles per hour necessarily.
Absolutely. And final question for you: what's the best thing you enjoy about the city of Ottawa?
Aside from the football and the fans, it would probably be Pele.
Oh, for sure. And obviously, I would assume the thing you don't like is the weather, right? Pretty cold compared to where you're used to.
No, I mean I did go to school in New Hampshire. I was in New Hampshire for 4.5 years, so
yeah.
New Hampshire is really similar as far as the cold. So I'm used to dealing with the cold, but New Hampshire we actually got way more snow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so the weather doesn't really bother me, and usually I'm out of Ottawa before it gets.
Yeah, before it gets bad. Like right now, you're in the States, correct?
Yeah, I'm back home in Maryland right now. So
that's for
I'm out of there before it gets bad.
Yeah, and that's for preseason, just seeing family, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. My family's down here. We'll drive back up to Ottawa probably about a month and a half. Get settled, get ready for the season.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, RJ, thank you for coming today. It definitely means a lot.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it anytime.
For sure, and I'd like to give you a good luck on your season. Hopefully, it's going to be definitely a turnaround season. I can definitely feel it.
For sure. No doubt, bro.